The underwater UFOs the Pentagon quietly admitted are real. For decades, humanity was told to look up, that if something unknown appeared, it would come from the sky, from distant stars, from somewhere far away. But that belief hides a far more disturbing truth, because some of the most advanced unidentified objects ever recorded weren't first seen in the air. They were detected deep beneath the ocean. And when the US government was finally forced to acknowledge them, they didn't panic, they didn't deny it, they went quiet. The first warning. During routine US Navy training exercises, sonar operators noticed something wrong. An object appeared underwater. Not debris, not a submarine, not marine life. It was moving at impossible speed, hundreds of knots beneath the surface. No propellers, no cavitation, no heat trail. Then, without slowing down, the object rose vertically out of the ocean and continued straight into the sky. No splash, no deceleration, no explanation. Pilots watched it happen. Radar tracked it. Multiple systems confirmed the same impossible movement. This wasn't error, it was performance. The pattern they couldn't erase. Over the years, Navy personnel reported the same behavior again and again. Objects that appeared during military exercises, moved seamlessly from sea to air, hovered silently, then vanished at hypersonic speed. Some were tracked descending into the ocean. Others were detected already underwater, as if they had always been there. These weren't just UFOs, they were USOs, unidentified submerged objects. And for years, officials pretended they didn't exist, until the evidence stacked too high to ignore. The quiet admission. In carefully chosen language, the Pentagon acknowledged the encounters. They avoided the word alien, they avoided conclusions, but they admitted three devastating facts. They could not identify the objects, they could not explain their propulsion, and they could not rule out non-human technology. That last sentence matters more than anything else, because governments don't admit uncertainty unless every conventional explanation has collapsed. And this admission wasn't announced with urgency, it was buried, almost like they hoped it would disappear. Why the ocean is perfect. Here's the part no one wants to think about. More than 80% of Earth's oceans remain unexplored. We know more about the surface of Mars than about the deepest regions of our own planet. The ocean hides movement, it absorbs sound, it blocks detection. Entire sections of the seafloor are more classified than space. If something wanted to stay hidden, to observe humanity, to operate without interference, the ocean isn't a barrier, it's camouflage. And if an advanced intelligence already exists there, it wouldn't need to invade us, it would only need to wait. Ancient stories that no longer feel ancient. Long before radar and sonar, ancient civilizations told unsettlingly similar stories. Beings emerging from the sea, shining craft rising from the water, visitors from the deep, not the stars. These stories appeared across cultures, separated by oceans and centuries. For a long time, they were dismissed as myth, but myths don't repeat this precisely by accident. Sometimes myths are memory. The most disturbing part. What should worry you most isn't what the government admitted, it's what they refused to deny. They didn't deny origin, they didn't deny intelligence, they didn't deny long-term presence. Instead, classifications tightened, briefings moved behind closed doors, and discussion quietly stopped. The ocean didn't become safer, it became quieter, and silence is never accidental. The question no one can answer. If these objects aren't experimental human technology, and they aren't arriving from deep space, then only one possibility remains. They've been here longer than we have. Because something that can outperform nuclear submarines underwater, transition effortlessly from sea to air, evade detection for generations, isn't new. It's established. And if the Pentagon quietly admitted these objects are real, then the most unsettling truth isn't that we're being visited. It's that we may have been sharing this planet all along with something that learned how to stay hidden far better than we ever could.